Greetings everyone, and welcome to the next exciting part of my PlayStation 2 Collection overview videos. Alright, so this time around I thought we would take a peek at the various first-person shooters that I have in the collection. I know that's a big popular genre. It's one that I certainly enjoy. I don't get so much into the multiplayer aspect of it. I'm more kind of a single-player campaign guy, which is why, you know, kind of disappointed with a lot of the turns that first-person shooters seem to have taken as of late. Seems to focus way more on the multiplayer, and as a result, the single-player campaign, if there even is one, seems to be really short compared to how they used to be back in the bygone days of yesteryear. So anyway, speaking of the bygone days of yesteryear, let's take a look at which ones I have for the PS2 today on the Multimedia Chronicles. Alrighty, let's not waste any time. Let's get right to it. First-person shooters on the PS2. Let's take a look. Knees. Okay, let's begin. This is one of my all-time favorite first-person shooters, and actually one of the ones that got me into first-person shooters. Now, I'd played a few on the PC before, but this is the one that really cemented it for me and made me actually fall in love with console controls for first-person shooters. Yes, I hear some of you cringing. PC Master Race and all that. Well, you know what? Some of us like console controllers, so suck it up. Boom! Red Faction. Yeah, one of the all-time greats. Boy, I just love this game. I actually replay this pretty much annually. One of the things I love about it, I mentioned in the intro, how the a lot of modern shooters have really short campaigns. Not so with Red Faction. Red Faction is one player and one player only. There is no multiplayer. They didn't introduce that until the second one. But boy, what a long, meaty, challenging, entertaining campaign. I just love this game so much. Now, needless to say, the graphics are a tad on the dated side by today's standards, but whatever. You know, it's all about the gameplay. I still play Atari 2600 games, for crying out loud. As long as it's fun, who cares? Who cares if the graphics aren't up to modern spec? So, very nice. Got the instructions, of course. Got this lovely full-color instruction manual. Very, very nice indeed. Some of the characters that you meet along the way. That's your character there. You can see even from the illustrations here, I mean, the polygon count is quite low by today's standards, and even by later PS2 standards. But what a gorgeous instruction book. This is something that you really do not see very much these days. Instructions are so sparse, or you can just download the PDF, or, you know, it's just not as artistically satisfying as it was back in the day. There we go. So very nice indeed. Yeah, great stuff. Love Red Faction. I used to have the second one. I did play it. Second one was okay, honestly. It had a decent enough story, but the campaign was a lot shorter. It actually starred Lance Henriksen as the voice of one of the main characters, but introduced some multiplayer elements, which, you know, were okay. They were kind of fun, but as I said, I'm not really that into the multiplayer experience. I'm more about just being antisocial and having a good, meaty single-player campaign. So we'll just put this down here. And there were, of course, a couple of additional games done on PS3. There was Red Faction Guerrilla and Red Faction Armageddon. The strange thing was, though, they changed it from being a first-person shooter to being a third-person shooter. So I don't know why they did that. Go figure. Alright, next up we have one of the granddaddies of first-person shooters from the PlayStation platform, Killzone. Yeah, I love Killzone. Now, one of the things I said in my old 2002 overview of these was that this was meant to be the Halo beater. Now, just to clarify, where I saw statements like that was in, surprise, surprise, PlayStation magazines, which I guess were just looking for any kind of, you know, decent first-person shooter to latch onto. Now, I've actually recently been replaying this on Twitch, because I actually picked up the Killzone trilogy, which has an HD remastered version of the first one on it, as well as the second and third, which were already HD, and lets you play them in 3D. How cool. And with the PlayStation Move. How cool. So, yeah, and in revisiting it again, honestly, it's not the greatest first-person shooter ever in the entire existence of mankind. But, I mean, it's decent enough. It's fun. I'm having a good time with it. I think the sequels definitely refine the mechanics a lot better. But yeah, it had literally been about 10 years since I'd played this, and I remembered really enjoying it. I just didn't really remember much about it. So playing it again on Twitch, it's really been like playing it for the first time all over again. But having a lot of fun with it, actually. So definitely check out those playthroughs when you get a chance. I do post them here on YouTube as well. So once again, we have a beautiful full-color manual here. Lots of artwork in the background behind the text there, quite nice. Well, it is full color, I guess, kind of muted colors though, but very, very cool. Oh, there we go. We got a Helghast there. Of course, I have Brian Cox as the voice of what's his face, Scholar Vasari, the head of the leader of the Helghast. Yeah, he really throws himself into playing villainous roles. That's for sure. Great, great actor. Love him. Love his stuff. He's actually done quite a lot of video game stuff too. Like he was the voice of the guy who kidnaps you and sort of torments you throughout the duration of Manhunt and stuff like that. And he's been in a lot of stuff over the years. But yeah, so Killzone, love it. Now I do actually also have. I originally picked up the second one on PS3. Love this one, and then I picked up the trilogy rather than just picking up the third one, mainly because I wanted the high-def upgraded version of the original. So pretty cool stuff. I do love me some Killzone. It's just a good, gritty, violent, dark sci-fi world. Now, anything but gritty, violent, and dark, but still a hell of a lot of fun, we have Timesplitters, which is actually a trilogy. Now, this is multi-platform, so you could actually get this on a variety of platforms. But what a fun series of games. I really enjoy these a lot. This was another one, like, after Red Faction, this series, actually specifically the second one, because I actually played the second one first, was the one that really cemented my love of playing first-person shooters on consoles. Now this series is just all about the fun. Has kind of a twisty-turny time travel storyline that honestly they don't. A lot of things are left unexplained until the third one, but you know, but mainly it's not so much about the plot with this. It's just about having a good time. Lots of multiplayer fun in this, but it's not online multiplayer. It's basically the type where your friend has to be sitting on the couch next to you, and that can be a lot of fun. The other thing I like about this is it has some pretty cool level editor features. Actually, you can see there, the first one, all three of them have level editors, which get progressively better as the series goes on. But really, really good stuff. Just really nice, slick controls. Some really kooky characters that are a lot of fun and have very memorable personalities. And lots of, you know, just random sort of cultural references and things like that throughout. Just a really, really fun series, which I cannot recommend highly enough. I can see why this was so popular in its day. It was always a very well-regarded series. And I can see why, because there's just tons and tons of possibilities. Now, with the second one in particular, you got so much stuff that you can unlock just by, you know, playing well and doing various challenges and things like that. You know, you can unlock new characters, you can unlock new, you know, maps, and then you can create your own maps. I created a bunch of my own maps in this, actually, and I really had a lot of fun with it. The map editor was actually really easy to do. So there you can see all the various time zones that you visit throughout. Some time zones are easier than others, but there's often stealth elements, and there's you know, shooter elements and all kinds of stuff. The animation in the cinematic sequences is really well done too, like near cinematic quality in terms of the you know, just the quality of the animation and the facial expressions and stuff like that. Now, Timesplitters Future Perfect. So this was the third one, and I guess to date the last one that they did. This was a lot of fun. Took a lot of the best elements from the first two and just kind of turned everything on its ear. There's some pretty cool missions in this where you meet up with yourself, and you actually help yourself to accomplish different things. So the alternate you will be doing one thing in one part of the mission, and then you'll be doing the other thing in your part of the mission. and that's pretty cool. Now, I would have liked to see that sort of taken to the next level, because basically when you meet up with the alternate you, it's already kind of preset what he does. It's just kind of, you know, there's no control over that. So I would have liked to see it where you actually go back and become that other person, and depending how you did in the first part determines how well you're able to do as the alternate you in the other part. Like that would have been the ideal way to do it, I think. But maybe that was a little bit beyond what the PS2 could do. I don't know. Anyway, so then we have, you can see the instruction manual has become considerably less robust. It used to be you'd get all these diagrams and stuff to show you how to use the map maker. And this one, you get a page of instructions in text form, and that's it. So, kind of lame. But anyway, sad to say this was the last one in the series, and there has been no more. But that's okay. It forms a pretty nice little trilogy, and it's definitely a lot of fun. If you're a sucker for time travel stories like I am, you'll definitely have a blast with this. Next up, we have, once again, last time, 5 years ago, I couldn't remember much about this one. That has not changed. All I remember is I really enjoyed it. Project Snowblind. Yeah, basically a pretty straightforward, you know, first-person shooter, sci-fi kind of thing. I honestly don't remember much about it. I actually bought this thinking that it was Kill Switch. Yeah, because I'd heard a lot of good things about Kill Switch, and for some reason I got it confused in my brain with this one. But that's okay. This turned out to be quite a pleasant surprise. It was a very, you know, fun, competent shooter, and I remember having a good time with it, even though I don't remember a damn thing about it. But yeah, as I recall, there were some sort of special things your character could do that went a little bit beyond what the typical first-person shooter would let you do. Lots of multiplayer features here. This is, I mean, the PS2 is where sort of online multiplayer started to pick up steam. I mean, obviously it really started on the PC with stuff like, you know, Quake death matches and Doom death matches and stuff like that. But this is sort of from the era where it started to appear on the consoles. Now, at the PS2, at least the earlier versions of the PS2, you needed to get an attachment, like a network attachment, in order to do that. And it was a little bit cumbersome to set up the network playing on it back in the early days. Nowadays, it's really easy. You just click and wait for the damn server to connect, and off you go. But and then the later PS2s actually had the networking component built in, so it made it a lot easier. No Wi-Fi on those early components. Of course, it was all hardwired. And you know what? To this day, I still hardwire all my shit. Fuck Wi-Fi. Just too damn unreliable, honestly. And Wi-Fi often caps your speed, too, so you don't necessarily get the full speed that you're paying for. So, lesson there for you, kiddies. Alrighty, so next up, of course, we have, or last but certainly not least, we have 13, which is really, really good. Definitely a hidden gem here. I liked this one a lot. Still haven't finished it, actually. I need to sit down and finish this one of these days. It's based on a graphic novel of the same name, kind of a Manchurian Candidate sort of thing, where you're sort of this special operative who's lost his memory. You may or may not have killed somebody. You may or may not be programmed to kill the president, and just a lot of mystery and conspiracy and stuff like that. And as you can sort of see in the picture here, it has this cool split screen mode. So whenever you do a particularly notable kill, it'll cut to this sort of comic book split screen thing, and you'll see it play out in comic panels and stuff like that. And the main character is voiced by Mr. Conspiracy himself, David Duchovny. Yes, pretty cool stuff. And the whole thing is done in this really cool cel-shaded style as well that I really, really dig. I have to say, this is a very, very good-looking game. This was also multi-platform, by the way, so you could find this on a few different platforms. There is a PC version kicking around out there somewhere. If you want to play it in higher resolution, you can certainly do that. Pretty much the same goes for all the multi-platform ones. But, yeah, good times. Good times. Really good stuff. So, boom! There you go. First-person shooter action on the PS2. Gotta love it. So there you go. Pretty nice selection of shooter action from the virtual perspective of the player. Yeah, I really like all of these, actually. It's a great selection of stuff, and hope all of you agree. Alrighty. That is it from me to you for now. So I'd just like to take a moment to thank all my Patreon sponsors. Big thanks to Kyle Pellegrini, who still is one of my highest level sponsors. Really appreciate the support, dude. And thanks to everybody else as well. Please do consider becoming a Patreon sponsor, because it all goes right back into the show. Lets me pick up more awesome stuff like this and do more awesome videos like this. All for you. Alrighty. That is it from me to you for now. So until next time, thanks for watching, and sayonara.